An undercover investigation reveals the scale of prostitution on American streets with shocking results. Just in the last 72 hours, a major FBI sting rescued 168 children from sex trafficking, arresting nearly 300 alleged pimps across the country. Now, our sister network Fusion brings us a rare inside look at a working brothel, a world where young girls are bought and sold in broad daylight. Here's Fusion's investigative correspondent, Mariana Van Zeller.
We're on the trail of an international trafficking ring. My colleague, Rainer, is wearing a hidden camera to try and get a look at their product, sex slaves.
He was just walking down that alley with that guy. I'm not sure how safe this is.
The sex slaves are right here in brothels in your backyard. Girls as young as 12, plucked from their homes in Latin America and trafficked to cities all over the U.S.
Are the girls here pretty? Son bonitas? Aquí?
No.
Come on?
Yeah.
This is nothing more than modern-day slavery. Wars have been fought to end that in this country. This is not something that we can tolerate in America.
On this night, we're in Houston, Texas, filming as a multi-agency operation targets a sophisticated network of human traffickers and pimps doing business here in the suburbs. We got a first-hand look inside a brothel just minutes after it was shut down.
As you can see, you've got beds that are here where they're consummating the prostitution. It was just a makeshift type bed with a drape for a little privacy, but not much. This one is actually a room, so it's a little bit more privacy.
So there's just basically a mattress, a small bed.
What we have in places like this, you have a ledger of the girls that work here. As you can see, the X's, these are the amount of tricks that they've done tonight, and they will pay him a fee and grab a napkin, condom, and this gel, and they'll go to the room. See right there is a wrap, a package of a condom.
And it's just dozens and dozens of men coming in and out of places like this. Mm-hmm. And women just having
sex, 15 minutes, and just move on to the next guy.
Authorities believe many of these women could be sex slaves, brought to the U.S. against their will. They are the merchandise, bought, sold, and traded by a vast international network of human traffickers and pimps.
Is this a profitable business?
Human trafficking is the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world because it's all about the money. Think about it. Drugs, you sell once. Women and children, you sell time and time again.
During this raid, many of the women and their clients are arrested, but the pimps who traffic them here remain free. The sex slave trade is a global business, and the American market is dominated by pimps and traffickers from one Mexican state called Tlaxcala. No place in the world sends more sex slaves to the U.S. And at the center of the trade is one small city of just 10,000 people. Its name is Tenancingo.
Tenancingo has spawned, frankly, a cottage industry of victimization. It's disturbing on many, many levels. They're family-led organizations that specialize in trafficking young girls, prostituting them in Mexico, bringing them to the U.S.
The Tenancingo ring has spread throughout the U.S., from the border towns up through Texas and California, and up the East Coast, all the way to New York. The trafficking ring's hub is in Corona, Queens. This is the end of the journey for a lot of girls. Many of them, at some stage, end up held captive in what seem like quiet streets.
So a lot of the sex trafficking is happening right here?
Yes.
Elvin Hernandez is an investigator for the Department of Homeland Security, which coordinates international anti-sex trafficking operations. He's helped rescue dozens of women from neighborhoods just like this one.
So this is the house?
Yes, this is the house right here. It's just right across the street from public school, as you can tell.
Yeah, exactly.
And they could actually house themselves anywhere. If you're not aware of how traffickers operate, you're not going to think anything's wrong. You know, it's just a normal course of the day. This is Roosevelt Avenue right there.
What do you see on a regular day here?
This, on a regular day and a nice day, these streets will be full of people. You'll have guys hanging out on corners sometimes. You'll handing out cards in the corner, trying to find clients to bring to the brothel houses. It's an everyday course of business.
This is basically the length of walking I'm going to be doing, you guys, and I'm going to be rolling the whole time.
We want to see inside the Tenancingo Pimp's U.S. operation. So we send our colleague Rainer out into the busiest part of Queens, New York, with a hidden camera to see if we can get an extremely rare look into a working brothel.
I'm here.
I'll try to have a long conversation if I get solicited. All right?
Yeah.
Guys. Chicas? ¿Dónde?
Did you see him? Okay, so they went around the corner. They're going down the street. Oh.
Are the girls here pretty? Are the girls here pretty? ¿Son bonitas? Aquí?
No.
¿Cómo?
Yes.
Yeah? She's one of them? Puede... That's good. ¿Bonita o cómo? Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay.
I think maybe it's time for Rainer to come out.
We're all feeling nervous about Rainer's safety, so I call him and pretend to be his wife to try and get him out of the brothel.
Tengo una llamada. Es mi esposa. Can I make a call? Oh, yeah, fine. Okay. Can I make a call? Hi, honey. How are you? I'm okay. I should probably head back.
Our cross street is 81st, so we're going to be on 37 and 81st. Okay? See you there. Yeah. Coming in.
All right, so I'm still rolling, okay?
Yeah.
All right. It just felt really seedy. I mean, it was just like the basement of a house. The walls were very bare, and you could hear clearly like people having sex. There was a steady stream of men coming in and out of there as I was walking out.
We don't know if those men are Tenancingo pimps, but we can tell you this brothel is right in the heart of an area on an international law enforcement watch list, an area where pimps from Mexico bring their girls. And this woman, we'll call her Miranda, was one of them. She's agreed to talk to us as long as we don't use her real name and disguise her face.
I feel unsafe because the clients who paid to stay with me, I'm scared that they can see me in the street.
So even in a day like today that you're with us and where you are disguised, you still wouldn't feel comfortable walking down the streets of Queens?
Right now, I'm a little bit scared.
For years, she was held captive by a Tenancingo pimp and forced to work these streets as a sex slave before she managed to escape.
He made me to work overtime, almost 24 hours. I saw around 60
men a week?
No, per day.
60 men a day?
Yes. So by the end of the day, I was bleeding.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Do you think that more should be done around the United States to combat sex trafficking?
It's going to take a lot of effort on a lot of fronts to end this form of modern-day slavery. It's really a problem that calls for many, many types of solutions. Also, I think awareness has to be raised that this can be going on underneath your very nose and people don't know about it.
For more on this powerful fusion investigation, you can check out fusion.net.